Hello, and welcome to this very subpar boss rush, featuring my partner Spade and my friend Hemmy. The three of us randomly decided to do this and it turned out being very scuffed, so I thought I would share it with you all. I originally recorded audio for this but I forgot to make it so Spade and Hemmy could be heard, so instead I will be using this shitty text-to-speech voice because I find it funny. Out of the three of us, I have played Genshin the longest and am currently an AR-55 Yoimiya main. Spade is around AR-50 and mains Razor. Hemmy is around AR-45 I think and will be an Ito main in the future I am sure. Because Hemmy is the lowest AR, we had to do the boss rush in their world. It didn't have Astaha or Signora unlocked, so we had to skip those bosses. Now, let us begin. We started with the Hypostasis because it's super easy. Don't ask why I used Child when I have a Yoimiya with 2.5k attack, I just felt like using the funny ginger man. Okay? I don't even have him fully built yet but I managed to use him in Abyss. There's honestly not much to say here because most of the Mondstadt bosses are very easy to defeat. Next we went to the Cryohypostasis where I finally decided to use Yoimiya. Because of that, this boss was very easy. However, after this, my recording stopped for some reason and I lost the entirety of the Cryo Regis Vine fight. Very sad. Both Spade and Hemmy can vouch that we did defeat it with much ease since we had a team full of Pyro characters. Yes, we included the Boar King as a boss because he is a king and deserves to be recognized. Don't mind that none of us even attempted to dodge its charge attacks, I swear we're decent gamers most of the time. Cryohypostasis was next. I rarely fight this boss, but Spade had to fight it a lot for Eula so I wasn't too worried. And also again, we all used Pyro characters so it wasn't much trouble at all. I think that 30k pyro damage was me but I could be wrong. The last boss to fight in Mondstadt was Andreas. It took a little while for us to get there because we used our stamina very poorly but we got there eventually. This was the toughest boss we had to beat so far, but it wasn't that bad. Just some fails at dodging attacks but with Bennett there it wasn't scary. With that, All the Mondstadt bosses were defeated, minus Dvalin because he can only fought solo. Now it was time for the Liu bosses, starting with the Pyro Vine. Sadly our Pyro DPS setup wouldn't work for this one, so we had to bust out the Hydro characters. I'm still slightly upset that Spade got Kokomi and I didn't, but I've mostly gotten over it now. With Kokomi by Child's side and Hemmy's tiny support duo, the flower was quickly defeated. Next we built Ikea bridge to the Cryohypostasis. I hate this boss immensely because of its stupid pillars that basically require a claymore user to take down quickly. I brought out Chongyun to help with that. With 3 claymore characters, this boss fight went by very fast. Next was the Primo Geovishap. Its element on the day we fought it was Cryo, which was very nice for a Pyro DPS setup. Once again, I don't fight this boss very often, but I know Hemmy has since they've been using Yanfei throughout this boss rush. Next was Oceanid. With our team composition it was a walk in the park. That doesn't change the fact that Oceanid is annoying to me. I have to fight her a ton for both Child and Xingqiu. I remember back when I started playing when she was considered one of the hardest bosses. Now we have bosses like Aztaha and Signore who I find to be the most challenging bosses in the game right now. Finally, we had to face Child, the bane of my group's existence. We love to bully him because come on, have you met this dude? I find him quite easy to fight co-op because I can just stand at a distance and shoot as Yoimiya. With that, we were done with Liu bosses and we moved on to Inazuma. First up was the Pyro Hypostasis. I have a ton of experience fighting this boss since I had to farm it for both Yoimiya and Tomoe, so I find it super easy as long as you have a Hydro character to destroy its shield at the beginning. Next was Meigukenki. Both Hemmy and I have fought this a lot for Sayu and Kazuha respectively, so it wasn't too difficult. I feel like I know its attack pattern pretty well, so I've gotten decent at iframing its attacks. The video doesn't really demonstrate that though, I got hit quite a bit. Next was the Hydro Hypostasis. I'm not sure if I'd fought this boss before this boss rush, but because of YouTube videos I roughly knew its mechanics. I mostly played it safe while fighting it. Spade is the only one in our group that really fights it since they have Kokomi. I hope more characters require its drops in the future. I feel like most players forget that this boss exists. Next was the Thunder Manifestation. Nobody in my group really fights this boss. None of us have the Raiden Shogun, and even though I have Kyujo Sarah, I don't really plan on building her. I was actually quite surprised by how quickly we managed to defeat it. Finally, we were left with the newest boss at the time, the Golden Wolf Lord. All three of us managed to pull a Rataki Ito, so all of us will have to fight this boss a lot in order to level him up. We actually had to start this boss over again because we forgot to bring a Geo character. But after that, it was smooth sailing. And yeah, that's basically the end of this very scuffed boss rush. We'll probably do another one with Signora and Astaha included, but only time will tell. I also realized while editing that we forgot about the perpetual mechanical array. Oops. I plan on making more genshin content in the future, so please look forward to it. Also please check out Spade's YouTube channel, it will be linked in the description. I think they're planning on uploading this boss rush from their perspective, so please check them out. And send love to Hemmy as well, since I don't think they have a YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.